In this video, we're going to run our application and we are going to send the HTTP post request to the following URL, users/user ID and then /addresses to see if the new RESTful web service endpoint that we've added to get list of addresses is working well. So let's run our application. And it started with an error, or it failed to start. Let's read the description of an error. Field address service in user controller required a bean of type address service. Okay, so looks like our address service could not be auto-wired. So let's go into address service implementation and see if all is good. I think we are forgetting the service annotation here. So if I open a user service implementation, we have a service annotation here. So let's copy that annotation and let's go here into address service implementation and paste it here. And this will make the address service to be auto-wired, and other objects like user repository and address repository will also be able to auto-wire. Okay, so we've fixed that. Let's run our application one more time. Now it's successfully started. Okay, so let's go back to our user controller and have a look at the URL that we will need to make. So, and it's going to be HTTP GET request because we're using GET mapping to the users, and then we will need to provide user ID, and then after we provided user ID we'll need to provide /addresses, and then we should get list of addresses. So let's go to our Postman. Let me bring it up, and first of all let's try to log in and get our authorization header. So I'll send the request to log in. This is my new authorization header, so I'll copy it. And I will create a new tab here. This is HTTP post, and this one HTTP get to /user. So let's use that one. Let's just paste the access token. And so this is HTTP get request to /users /user ID, and I can copy user ID from my response to log in. This is the user ID. Switch back to my get request, so /users user ID and /addresses. Okay, so now hopefully this should work. Let's send this request, and we got back a list of addresses, which is working. So very good. Let's now add a new web service endpoint to get a specific address details by using address ID. So what we're going to do, we are going to extend our REST controller by adding one more web service endpoint that will require an address ID to be provided after the /addresses, like this. And if I hit enter, that web service endpoint should bring up a specific address record that is identified by the ID I provided. Okay, so let's continue.